Hello friends, just when it seemed that India were on the right track to winning this fourth test match at the Melbourne cricket ground and taking a 2-1 lead, there was a twist in the tale. The last wicket pair of Nathan Lyon and Scott Boland upset India's plans and put Australia in a position from where they cannot look at defeat. Unless, of course, India go for the target on the fifth and final day on Monday and do something positively. India, and largely thanks to that one-man bowling attack, Jasprit Bumrah, India were sailing pretty comfortably, having them at 91 for 6 in their second innings, but then the lower half, led admirably by Pat Cummins, their captain, who scored a very good 41, missing out yet another time for a well-deserved half a century, and the last pair of Nathan Lyon and Scott Boland, they took Australia and their lead to beyond 300. At stumps on day 4, when it should have been India who should have been batting in their second innings with a target set for them, it was still Australia batting with Nathan Lyon on 41 not out in the company of Scott Boland 10 not out. The last pair added 55 runs unbroken in almost 18 overs. 110 was their partnership deliveries, 55 runs in 110 deliveries, with Scott Boland facing more than half of them for his 10 not out. He faced 65 deliveries. It was all left for Jasprit Bumrah, and it is too much of an asking for Bumrah to take wickets every single time. Though he has not disappointed, it has taken a toll on him, or so it seems, because after his 4 spells, he went wicketless in his later spells that were of 2 overs or even sometimes 1 over. Earlier, India resuming at 358 for 9, the last pair of Mohammad Siraj and Centurion Nitish Kumar Reddy lasted 15 minutes or so in the morning on Sunday before Nathan Lyon took the last wicket, that of Nitish Kumar Reddy, for 114. India were all out for 369 to give Australia a first innings lead of 105 runs. Jasprit Bumrah earlier in the day reached the 200 wicket mark. He has been an amazing bowler, performer, lead wicket taker for India and number 1 bowler in the world. For 44th test match, 200 plus wickets at an outstanding, unbelievable average of less than 20. No one in the history of test cricket has taken 200 wickets at an average of 20 or less. Jasprit Bumrah has set a new benchmark. In this series, he has taken 29 wickets, one short of 30 wickets, and with 8 wickets overall, having finished the 4th day at 4 for 56 in 24 overs that were bowled in spells of 5 overs, 3 overs, 2 overs. He bowled overall 10 spells, and his best being the 4th spell, in which he took 3 wickets in the space of 2 overs, and that spell read 3 overs, 1 maiden, 4 runs and 3 wickets. It was every time the ball was tossed up to Jasprit Bumrah in search of a wicket, but then the last 4 wickets did not oblige the last 5 batsmen did not oblige Jasprit Bumrah. It was frustrating indeed to see Nathan Lyon and Scott Boland build up their partnership, and Jasprit Bumrah could do only as much. Going by his spells, today, contrary to the first innings in which debutant Sam Constance went about hitting the unorthodox shots, he was silenced by Jasprit Bumrah. He actually understood what Test cricket was all about, and it won't be unfair to say, put in his place by Bumrah. Bumrah having the last laugh, clean bowling him through the gap between bat and pad, and Constance fell for 8, and that was made in 18 deliveries. Mohammad Siraj, for a change, bowled better today, and so was Akashdeep, who has been very unlucky right through the series, the matches that he has played, not to be picking more wickets than he actually has. And Mohammad Siraj, who though began waywardly in his first 2 overs, was pulled aside by captain Rohit Sharma and told to bowl to the set field and to the stumps. He was a much better bowler after that piece of advice by captain Rohit Sharma, and he supported Bumrah by picking up 3 crucial wickets. But Bumrah was the highlight of the day with 200 wickets. He has 202 at the end of the 4th day and took his tally of wickets to 29 in this series. But what's interesting and also quite surprising is that out of the 44 test matches that he has played, though he has 12 5-wicket in an innings haul, he has no single 10-wicket match haul. And going by today's performance with 4 wickets and only 1 second innings wicket to be left, he has to wait for another test match for his maiden 10-wicket match haul. India will also look at their poor fielding and dropping catches. 4 catches were dropped, 3 of them by Yashasvi Jaiswal, an otherwise safe catcher. He dropped lollipops, straightforward chances that came his way. First, it was Usman Khwaja, who was dropped at leg gully when he was only on 2. Then he dropped Marnus Labuschagne at gully when the batsman was on 46, and yet another time at silly point when he dropped Pat Cummins on 21. Mohammad Siraj, of his own bowling, could not hold on to the return catch offered by Scott Boland before the number 11 had opened his account. Had he held on to that, India would be set a target of 280, because Australia were 174 for 9 when Boland offered that return catch. They went on to add 54 runs and are still at the wicket with 333 being the overall lead. Yashasvi Jaiswal was often told, and it was heard on the stump camera by captain Rohit Sharma, to stay low and not get up in his fielding position. Had Jaiswal stayed low, perhaps he would have caught Pat Cummins at silly point. But then he chose to do his own way, and India was the loser. Speaking about Bumrah's spells, his first spell was 5-1-9-1, in which he took the wicket of Constance. His next 2 spells were 3 overs and 2 overs without success. His 4th spell was the 3-1-4-3, in which he dismissed three key batsmen. Those of Travis Head for one, and that was his 200th victim. Mitchell Marsh for naught, and Alex Carey for two. When Travis Head walked into the middle, Bumrah was called back because Head was on a pair, and he obliged Rohit Sharma by picking up not only Head, who pulled straight to square leg, but also had Mitchell Marsh, who has been woefully out of runs and who could face the axe and be dropped for the next test match in Sydney, and also dismissed Alex Carey with a beauty, dislodging the off stump. So that was Jasprit Bumrah, but then he was given rest but for a brief while, and he came back for his further spells. The fifth being a 1 over spell for 2 runs, sixth being 3 overs, 2 maidens, 4 runs, seventh being a 3 over spell, eighth being a 2 over spell, and the ninth and 10th being 1 over spells each. What was interesting was India could have taken the last wicket in the last over of the day. New ball was taken, but it was all full of drama. Nathan Lyon on 35 edged Bumrah to second slip, where KL Rahul dropped on the first attempt, but luckily for him, the ball settled in between his legs. But unfortunately, Bumrah had overstepped. So it being a no ball, Nathan Lyon survived. So India, when they hold on to catches, it is a no ball, or when it is legal deliveries, the catches are dropped. So that is India's fate, we can call that, or bad luck, or it is just that Australia were destined to bat and carry on to the fifth day. So let's see what fifth day has in store, and it is going to be an exciting day's cricket with at least 333 runs ahead, and if India do not dismiss the last wicket for early, if they don't get the last wicket at the earliest, it is going to be painful and frustrating for India. Experts say it is not going to be easy chasing even 250 for that matter on the fifth day, as the cracks have begun to show on the pitch. But then one can never be sure. It could also be India who could be crossing the line, whatever the target is, as we have seen exciting fifth days run chases. India crossing the line like they did it in Brisbane in 2021 January, or in going for the target, falling short by 30 or 40 odd runs like they did it in Adelaide in 2014-15 series. It's going to be an exciting fifth day's play, and anybody can win. All 4 results are possible: an Australia win, an India win, a draw, or for that matter, why not a tie? Until tomorrow evening, take care and stay safe. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.